Mark, first 3 points, second time at Motherwell. How does that feel this evening?
Yeah, good, satisfying. I think that when you're experimenting a little bit, which we are at this moment in time, so therefore to come away from home and get 3 points is a bonus. I think it was a disciplined performance, and I think they played exactly as we asked them to play, and it was not a surprise to me that we've won the game.
The defence was pretty solid, which allowed the Kilmarnock to play in front of us most of the time, suck them in, hit them in the pace when the break with the pace that we've got.
Yeah, well, I think that's the modern game. You come away from home, you sit in and you frustrate the opposition and you counter-attack, and we've got players that can do that. I think that, away from home you have to have a discipline about your shape, you have to have a determination about your work rate, and I think if you do that, you give yourself a platform to win games away from home. And certainly we've got players who are, got pace and can get up the park quickly, who can give you a chance on the counter-attack.
Yeah, it was also a very attack-minded team. There was probably 5 players in the team who were actually instinct to go forward. To keep a clean sheet with that kind of formation as well is quite an achievement.
Yeah, well, I think that was a big question I was asking them, that almost throwing down the gauntlet to them and saying, look, let's see what you've got, let's see how prepared you are to work for the team, work for the shape, away from home with the sort of players that we had in the team across the midfield, in the wide areas in particular, and obviously up front. But I think they answered the question pretty convincingly. I think they worked a great shape. They nobody let us down. They filled in gaps all the time, but still were a threat going forward, which is really the essence of what you want when you've set up that way.
We mentioned it last week. Obviously, Scott McDonald came off the bench to score last week, and Louis Moult's done it this week. And again, we mentioned that that's really what you're looking for, is to have 14, 15, 16 players you can count on. Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of games in this league and a lot of hard games, so you have to rotate in some way, and if we have 4 of the quality we have, and I do think we've got 4 terrific lads who can chop and change, as was shown with the 2 today that started different from the 2 that started last week, so that is encouraging. What they've got to do now is they've got to get the bit between their teeth. Goals will keep them in the team. The boys got a goal today, and Scotty would have loved a goal, I know that, but the important thing is we win the game, of course, but from their point of view, they've got to put themselves in my eyesight.
Yeah, I guess it's been 1 goal in each game so far. That's a good platform to start with as a draw and a win, but you're looking to get more goals out of the side?
Of course, I'd love to win 6-0, but there's more going on at the moment than the scoreline. I think that I'm learning about them all the time. One of the things I would say is, they've trained brilliantly since I've been here. They've executed the way we've asked them to play since I've been here in each occasion, which has been slightly different in each occasion. They've done it with a discipline and a determination, which is all as a manager and a coach you can ask. If it doesn't work, then I can then say, well, it's my responsibility. If I ask them to do something and they don't do it, then we've got to share that responsibility. But I think that they've done it brilliantly. And the other thing is, I've said to them that playing this way today, playing with the discipline they played with and the determination they played with, could get them a result and probably would get them a result. They have, and therefore they start to believe what I'm telling them, and that's important. They start to trust me.
And it was also similar to last week that they kept going right to the end, got the goal late, and then created 2 more great chances in stoppage time once again. That must be pleasing as well.
Yeah, well, I said that last week. I've inherited a group of players whose base fitness and all that is good. Maybe they were lacking in a little bit of confidence and a little bit of, freshness. I don't know, but I think they're well prepared to have good things to work with in that respect.
You mentioned in the press conference on Thursday there would be changes. There was 3 changes today. One in force with Keith Lads had been out, but you want to learn more about the team and more about the players. You've mentioned that already, but I guess you've learned a lot this afternoon again.
Yeah, and I've seen it in training, I've seen it as they've come off the bench, but I think what we've shown again today is that, the benches are really important. Last week I felt as if the 3 that came off the bench at Aberdeen did brilliantly, and contributing to getting a result, and, probably should have won the game, deserved to win the game. Today was the same, we've used the players as we've seen fit, and those that are coming off, are sort of challenging those that are going on, and wanting those that are going on to go well. That's a really healthy atmosphere around the dressing room, and that's obviously what I'm trying to encourage, that they want each other to do well. They're not hoping that the guy that doubts theirs is not doing well, because they know that one day they'll get their chance. It might be next week, it might be the following week, but they're all in it together. We've not got a huge big squad, and they'll all get their chances.
Next week you're back at home against Inverness. 4 points away from home. You must be encouraging the fans, Motherwell fans, to get back out and back the team with the way they've played in the 2 away games.
Yeah, but I don't think, as I say, 2 swallows make a summer. I think that they have to become convinced that there's progress being made, and you can't make that in 2 games. So we've got a lot of work to do yet to convince the ones that have any doubts that they should be back supporting us. But I think they have a group of lads here who have a brilliant work ethic. I've found a club that's not that different from the club when I was here before, where there's a backroom staff that want to help the lads, that want to work for the lads. We have a board that are really behind the progress of the club and the successful future of the club. There's a lot of positives around, and now it's up to me to galvanise all that, starting on the pitch, of course, and a result that today helps me do that. But I've got a group of players who couldn't have worked any harder in the time that I've been here, and a staff working for me that couldn't have worked any harder. So when you get that, you tend to get good results.
Well done, Mark.